Okay, so here it is in all its glory, and it is time to get serious about getting this sanding done. I'm just going to be honest with everybody. I've just not been enthused about doing any sanding at all. Partly because this fiberglass stuff screws up my allergies, and secondly, you end up itching all the time. So, but it's time to get back on it, quit with the excuses, because that's really what it boils down to, is excuse after excuse after excuse. So it's time to get serious about this again and get this finished up. And when I say finished up, we've got to bring all this down to a certain level, and it's kind of up and down, and that's just part of using the chop strand with the 1870, what is it? I can't even remember the number. 1708, etc. So we've got to kind of get a baseline, and what I'm looking for is to bring this down to where we have a baseline, and then we can set the height for our lips on our lids. We know we're going to have fiberglass in certain areas, but this is the game plan of what we're going to do. The first thing we're going to do is clean this up, get all our tools out in it, vac up all the materials, dirt, debris, everything we have in. We're going to get it cleaned up. That way, when we do this, we don't end up itching on our arms all day long. So that's going to be the first thing, is to get our tools and everything organized, etc. We've just did an inventory on what we have. We have enough to move forward and to start this. But the first thing we're going to do is clean it up, get our tools organized, probably cut some of the sandpaper, have it ready so that when we get sanding, you know, we get our rubber gloves and all our protective gear on, that we're able to work efficiently. I've got to be, I tend to do this, you know, just like anybody else on a project. And sometimes you get into a project and you get in a rhythm, and once you get in that rhythm, there's no problem. Sometimes when you take a break for whatever reasons, it's just difficult to jump back into your project. And we've been talking about this for 2 weeks. Quite honestly, we should have done this when Hugh was here. I guarantee you, if 3 of us jumped on this within a day, day and a half, we would have it to where we would be able to move on to the next section. The unfortunate thing is we're at a point, as far as this project goes, this is a major completion thing. So it's just a question of, you know, let's get past the BS and the excuses and get back to work on it. I'm not going to make up excuses. This project is just like anybody else's project. You have to make time for it. You have to allocate time for it. And you have to say, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how much time I'm going to put into it. Now, we're supposed to have some things happen today which will allow us to do this. But even so, there's no reason why we can't get this boat over into one of the other bays as soon as we get through making this video, start to get it cleaned up and organized. That way, when we come in tomorrow morning, we're ready to go to work. It's got to have more attention than it has been having. Now, I'm not going to fill you full of excuses. There's no point. This has to also fit into all the other things that we have going on here at the shop. So, you know, I can come up with 1,000 reasons, but none of them are really very good or justifiable. So we know we're going to have to add glass in here and in certain places. In other places, we're going to have to sand because our thickness of our lip is too thick. Other places, it's too thin. So, but I want to kind of get it to a point where we've got it sanded down and we've somewhat set our height, whatever that is. We'll get some wood. Probably try to get some wood that's quite honestly the full length. Makes it a lot easier. But we need to kind of get it to a point, then we need to be able to do the blend-ins. I don't know why we didn't do the blend-ins, but I'm not going to worry about it. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to quit talking about it, and we're going to go get the forklift truck and we're going to move some boats around. So it just goes to show, if you get out here and start to rinse off and clean up the boat, then you get back into it. What we've done is, whilst we was waiting for the boat to dry out a little bit, they start to clear off some of the bottom of where we have so many jagged edges, and that way we can see where our line is. I obviously screwed up here, so we're going to have to epoxy that back in place. Not the end of the world. Don't worry if you make mistakes like that, just come up with a reasonable way to fix it. So we have to epoxy that back in place. One of the problems we have is this goes from one width down here to another width over here. So we have to kind of figure a way to kind of blend that in, and I'll think about that a little bit tonight and kind of come up with some solutions on how we can get it to look cosmetically good. Does it really make a difference? No, but we want it to look good as well as be functionally correct. So just by getting out here and rinsing the boat off, we started to jump in and do some of the work that needs to be done. We're obviously still waiting on the people to come and install the decking. So we've already made another mess, so we're going to have to rinse it off again. But just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of an update of what happens when, it's like, okay, let's get out there and at the very least get it washed off. And as you get it washed off, you start to look at it and say, okay, we can do this, we can do that. And then it builds momentum. And I think that's, I guess, the point I'm trying to make about this little bit of an update, that sometimes just getting out there and just doing a little builds some momentum and gets the project running again. So that's what we're doing whilst we're waiting. And we'll continue on. Thank you. So thank you for tuning in and taking your time to watch our videos. It means a lot to us. If you get a chance, please like, subscribe, and share. We would appreciate that. Well, my son would appreciate it, and if he's happy, I'm happy. So the other thing that I'd like to bring up is if you would check out his website, mealymarine.com. If you've never been to it, you should go check it out. There's all kinds of different boat stuff. It's not just fishing boats, it's all kinds of different boats. So take your time, check that out. It's an interesting website. I'm told it's a very, very good website, etc. If you're in the market for lithium batteries and stuff, check that website out also. We do service work here, we do detail work here. I mean, basically, for the most part, we do just about, or he does just about anything to do with boats. And I hope the videos over time has shown you that. So if you're in our area, Freeport, Lake Jackson, Conroe, Seabrook area, on and on and on, please reach out to Michael. We sure would like your business. We sure would like to earn your business. And, we would appreciate the opportunity to work on your boat too. One last shameful plug is a quick detailer. And you guys know me well enough that if it doesn't work, I won't promote it. I don't care whose it is. Michael came up with this. He actually came up with two. There was this quick detailer. The other one was a spot remover. This works really well. I've used it extensively. In fact, he's got upset with me because I've been taking the product off the shelf and using it on my cars, but it does work. We have a bird around here that likes to do stuff to my car door. But anyway, moving along. The spot remover didn't make the cut. Didn't like it, didn't feel like it was doing what it was supposed to, so it didn't make the cut. So I like to be upfront and honest with everybody. That's the reason why that product's not out there right now. We will be testing other ones. So appreciate your time again. Thank you so much.